attention is not just about focusing in school. It's about almost like being our best selves, that we need to have this mental energy, this directed attention to be able to achieve our goals.
So directed attention is what allows us to set and stay focused on our goals through challenging times.
Exactly.
Because when you set a goal, there's going to be obstacles, challenges. You're going to need to have repetition of something. You know, you became a professor, you wrote a book, you're leading a department now. That took decades of research, time, energy, and focused attention for you to accomplish skills, build relationships, develop bodies of work, research. That was probably like tedious, long days, long years of not getting a lot of results right away that stack over time. And that takes directed attention, focus in order to do that.
Exactly.
And if you're lacking the ability to develop that, then you're probably going to struggle at becoming your best self, is what I'm hearing you say. Accomplishing your goals, moving projects forward, getting a pay raise, whatever it is you're looking for.
That's right.
And so the whole goal that we should be having, based on what I'm hearing you say as a neuroscientist and environmental psychologist and all these things, is that we should be learning how to optimize our brain and our body for attention. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Yes, and treating it as this precious resource, because again, there's a lot of things in the environment that are vying for our attention. And one other concept that I think is important too to talk about is the kind of stimulation that activates the involuntary attention.
Okay.
So we think that you want to get this restoration benefit to restore directed attention, we think that the environment has to have what we call softly fascinating stimulation. So when I say softly fascinating, it means it captures your involuntary attention, but it doesn't sort of capture all of your attentional resources.
It's not constantly like stimulating you like this. You mean?
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
So like when I look at a waterfall, or when you look at a waterfall, it's interesting. You look at it, but you can still kind of mind wander and think about other things. If I'm in Times Square, that's also super interesting.
Yeah.
But it sort of captures all of our attentional resources and doesn't let go.
You can't focus on like creating something in that space.
No, it's too overwhelming.
You're in stimulation mode. You're just like, this is amazing. But you're not able to focus attention on actually creating something.
That's right. It leaves no room for any kind of reflection.
So as a neuroscientist then studying this, what are 5 key things that you do or you have in your environment every day to maximize your attention for growth in your personal life and professional life?
So a few things. So one, I try to be really, really mindful of when I'm getting into a directed attention fatigue state. And I don't usually try to power through.
You don't?
No. I say, I need to take a break. And the reason why I say that is, powering through, you might be able to get it done, but I don't think you're going to be as efficient.
It's not your best work.
It's not your best work. So I think the first thing I do is when I feel like I'm getting in this directed attention fatigue state, I'm getting irritable, I can't focus, I can't concentrate, I say, you know what? I got to go take a break. And I got to go take a break in nature.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so first key is take a break and take a break in nature.
Right. And
when you feel exhausted or tired or
Yes, mentally fatigued. It's like I have physical energy. I don't have to go to sleep, but I can't mentally concentrate. Exactly.
Yeah, no, I'm assuming there's sometimes you might have to, you don't have the luxury of doing that. Or
No.
You're at school and you have long days, or you've got your 4 kids and it's like, we've got to get something done here.
Right.
So there's moments where you're pushing through.
That's right. That's
exhaustion mentally.
Right.
But your goal is to try to do that when you can.
That's right. Yeah. Exactly. And we can talk too, a lot of us don't have easy access to nature. And the good news is that we find that you can get benefits from listening to nature sounds, looking at nature pictures, looking at nature videos. The effects aren't as strong as going into the real thing as to going in real nature, but you can still get benefits that way from the simulated nature. So that's really, really good.
Okay. So that's the first thing, take a break in nature. The second thing that you do or you focus on?
So the second thing I focus on is sort of what I don't do. So I don't do social media.
You stare at your phone? Yeah, when you're tired?
I don't stare at my phone when I'm tired. I don't do much social media stuff. I try to be, because those activities, even though they feel restful, they actually aren't that restful.
It's interesting because sometimes when I'm tired and I want to break, I'll take my phone out and go into, I guess, the involuntary attention, which feels like it's it's less fatigue because I'm being fed a movie or content that is just allowing me to like not think about the task I was just doing.
Yep.
But you're saying that that's not a good thing.
It may not be because it's not, it may be kind of taking you out of what you're doing before, but it might not actually be a restful behavior. So when you actually try to go back and do the thing, you might actually have less energy, less directed attention.
You're still tired
than you had to begin with. Yeah.
So take a break in nature and don't get on social media or your phone if you can, unless you're like
for a break. I mean, I'm not, again, I'm not trying to demonize social media.
Sure.
It's just not restful.
It's not restful.
Right.
Okay. Third thing
is, so I've got kids and I like them to interact with nature and I like to get them out in nature, but I don't count that as my break.
Really?
No.
Because that's you having to still wrangle kids and like make sure they're not dying, you know, or falling on something, right? It's
Right.
like,
And they whine. They don't always want to go out there, right? So it takes a lot of mental energy for me to get them out of the house to do it. So
it's not like you're sitting there sunbathing in the forest or whatever, relaxing when your kids are out there.
exactly.
You have to pay attention
to them. I'm using mental energy, direct attention. Get your shoes on. We're going. No, I don't want to go, Dad. No, we're going out there, right? That takes directed attention. So that doesn't count as a break for me. That's good for my kids, but it's not my break. The other thing, maybe we'll call this like the fourth element, is that when I go into nature, I don't have my earbuds in, I don't look at my phone, and I go by myself.
So you won't listen to music and also kind of
No, because I want all of my senses to be captured by the softly fascinating stimulation in nature.
you go alone.
And I go alone.
You don't want to go with anyone in your family, or it's a different
It could be
task.
different. It'll be different. Like, for example, I do, sometimes when my wife and I, if there's something we're trying to figure out or something tricky that we're trying to understand, we will walk in nature together and talk about that issue, which can be good, but it's almost like the nature like helps us in communicating, but it's not like a break for me or for her. So when I want, because when you're having a conversation with somebody, you're using a lot of directed attention.
You are.
So
Interesting.
this is kind of a solitary process.
Interesting. And is there anything else that you do? A fifth thing?
A fifth thing,
What about in your personal environment at home to set up to make sure that you have nature involved in some way?
so we do, and my wife, I really thank her for doing this. We have this nice bay window in the front of her house, and she's got all these plants growing in that bay window. Some of these are really like big plants, like these huge leaves. It's just really gorgeous to look at. My office doesn't have great lighting, but we have artificial plants in my office. I kind of want to do more, like even having like a fake green wall and things like that. So we do try to bring nature indoors into the home as well.
Is there benefits to having fake green plants in your home or office instead of having a living green plants?
Well, I would say living is better, but you can get benefits from the artificial too. And it's interesting, there have been studies in hospitals where a lot of these hospital environments have to be really sterile, and there's maybe not much natural light, and they'll put fake plants, fake greenery into these hospitals, and people report feeling calmer in the hospital. They're not as agitated, even when they know it's a fake plant. So that's kind of interesting too. So sometimes even just being able to mimic some of these patterns in nature can have some of these benefits.
Thank you for watching this video. If you want more inspiring clips like this, make sure to click right here to subscribe and click right here to watch that next video that is specific to support you in your life.